Hey everyone, welcome back to my Dev Web App channel. Today I'm going to compare React and vanilla JavaScript projects. So I have the crypto prices apps, and the first app I built using React, and the second was in JavaScript. And let's take a look at the design. As you can see, I have a header and a table with cryptocurrency prices. And the table has columns rank, name, symbol, price in USD, and change for 24 hours. And the data is retrieved from an API. And as you can see, the second app has the same functionality. And let's compare the apps. I launched my Visual Studio Code and opened Crypto Prices React application, and let's take at the index.html file. And as you can see, we have head, and I added title Crypto Prices React, and inside body tag we have a root element, and also we have script from source in main.jsx. And let's take a look at the main.jsx. And as you can see, we have imports for CSS file and also import for app. And also have picked mode and create root. And we are using a root element from our HTML code to add our functionality. And also you can take a look at the app. And the app contains only one component, and all the logic was implemented inside that component. And we'll see the code later. And let's take a look at the package.json. And as you can see, in dependencies, we have only Axios, React, and React Do. And the project was built with Vite, and we have some dev dependencies that are standard for the Vite projects. And okay, and now I'm going to open my JavaScript project, and it was also built with Vite. And let's take a look at this project. And as you can see, we also have head, and we have title crypto prices JavaScript, and here also we have container with app, but the code HTML code was placed directly into index.html, and we have table body with ID, and then the code was injected in the table body. And we have a script and source is main.js, and I implemented the logic inside main.js. And let's take a look at the package.json. And as dependency, it has only Axios, and we don't have React and React Do in dependencies. And as you can see, my project is running locally on localhost and port 5174, and the first React project is on 5173. Let's check, and I'm going to open developer tools and check network and refresh the page. And as you can see, we have requests to an API, and we have response. You can check headers, and I'm using CoinCap API. And here is my JavaScript project, and let me open developer tools and refresh the page, and we have the same request to an API, and I think we have the same response. And now I'm going to compare the size of the builds. And for that, I need to stop my dev server and create build. And for Vite projects, we can just run command npm run build, and it should create build inside this folder. And as you can see, we have assets and also index.html file, and but now it contains a link to CSS and also script, but the files were minimized and adjusted by adding needed functionality and libraries. And now let's check the size of the build, and I'm going to go to my dist file and provide command to check the size. And as you can see, I have 185 kilobytes. And now I'm going to run my build with command npm run preview and open it in the browser. And I have my build running in the browser, and let's check performance. And for that, I'm going to, you can check performance, and we have some data, but I'm going to run Lighthouse and use mobile to analyze page load. And let's check our JavaScript application. And I also can create build with command npm run build and go to this folder and check the size of my folder. And as you can see, here we have 48 kilobytes, while for React app we have 185. And our JavaScript application is taking less size and 4 times smaller. And now let me run preview with command npm run. I can go from my dist folder and run npm run preview and open in the browser. Okay, we have our JavaScript code running in the browser, and now I'm going to start Lighthouse, analyze page load, and now we can check performance for our React application. And as you can see, we got 81 cores, and we can check metrics for cross content, full paint, total blocking time, speed index. And let's compare with JavaScript. And we have analysis, and we have the same scores as for React. And we have the same performance as for React app. Let's take a look at the code. And I opened my React project, and I can hide the panel, and we have code inside CryptoPrices component. And initially we use hook use effect to fetch the data, and then we set the response into state variable cryptos, and then I'm building the table, and we have table head and also table body, and then I'm rendering rows from my cryptos. And that's it for React. And let's take a look at the HTML JavaScript application. And so I can hide the panel. And we have main JavaScript file. And I just copied the fetch data function and just calling inside script. And also I have set cryptos function that I used to generate the cryptos, and it has parameter as and I passed the data from API into my function, and I'm using vanilla JavaScript methods like get element by ID to provide or manipulate HTML. And as you can see, I just inject in HTML in my table body. And that approach also works. And as you can see, we have similar application. And what does that mean? And that means that you can write code for small apps and websites using JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. However, for large application, managing the code base in vanilla JavaScript can become complex and difficult, especially in terms of maintainability and code organization. And you probably need to use some framework like React, Angular, or Svelte. And that's all that I had for today. If you like the video, subscribe to my Dev Web App channel, like the video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.